Are you ready?
I am.
He's like, finally, I was ready 2 weeks ago.
All right.
John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, pull a U, park in front of the music store with the red neon light. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your plants, tell your pets, tell anybody. Be on the show with me, reach out. If I haven't reached out already, I want to get everybody. My goal is everyone, the population of planet Earth.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually. But we're here at Tom Forst.
Yeah. Hey, John.
Will not be defined. We're going to define him here.
All right.
I literally, have we been here 5 minutes? Maybe.
Yes.
Let's say if I said I met you 15 minutes ago.
That'd be a lie.
It would be a lie.
That's a lie, John.
Right. It's not even 10 minutes.
That's right.
10.
That's right. And yet we're so close. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, they say your name is Tom Forst.
Right.
They say that you're known by some as the Suit.
That's right.
I don't know what that means, but
Well, you said you were joking off mic about lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's not it, but you never know.
Paternity suit?
Yeah. Oh no. Let me tell you before you get me into trouble.
Exactly.
A long time. I was in the corporate world for about 20 years.
Okay.
And I made it really high up the food chain in an advertising company.
Nice.
And one day my wife is sitting on the couch in our room, and she said, "Hey, guess what? I'm paying my last tuition payments for my 2 last kids.
Oh.
I have 3.
Okay.
And they weren't cheap." So I said, "That's the last 2?" And she said, "Yep." Then I said, "Well, I'm going to quit." So I call up the president of the company, and I say, "I'll give you 6 months.
Take this job and shove it."
Well, I love the job, actually.
Okay.
You know how people, they want to hear
said,
that.
take this job and give it to someone else.
Give it to somebody who probably deserved it more, actually. Anyway, so I quit, and then I became a musician full-time again.
Oh, wow.
I went right from that. I mean, I was in New York.
It was like a dream. It was like it never happened. All that achievement. It's like it.
Yeah, it just went away. I still have bad dreams about it, but I was a road musician when I graduated college for years.
Okay.
And I did music for a long time, and then I just said, "Man, I need a real life job."
Yeah.
And because the road will kill you.
Oh, yeah.
And it was killing me.
I've been dead many times.
So there you go, over,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I did this. I was in hip hop bands in the city. I focused on New York. I did a lot of that. My son had a band in New York, very popular band. It was a punk band, and he said, "Look," he said, "you're going to freak people out. I want you to come and wear your gray slacks, your blue jacket, your penny loafers.
Sure.
And I just want you to stand there."
Yeah.
And you got to picture this punk band. They were crazy.
So they're going to think you're an A&R guy. Like
Exactly.
You're
So I'm just standing there, and and the audience is packed, and they're all
Sure.
in their 20s, And at that point, I was 57.
Okay.
And so he just said, "When I say go, just shred."
Oh, nice.
And that's what I do,
I see.
And that's what I did. And people started screaming the Suit.
Oh,
And
okay.
and Michael, my son, who is still in the business,
Oh, wow.
he said, "Hey," he said, "I guess that's your new name," and that's how it happened.
As in, like, look at that the Suit is freaking out. He's
Yeah,
going nuts.
exactly. So, and now
That's cool.
when I'm playing out, I'll hear people yell out. I kind of trying to get rid of it because I'm more into rock these days than blues, but
Sure.
It doesn't quite fit. But people still call me the Suit, and other things, by the way, which we cannot, say on
Sure.
radio.
Yeah. So you were the Suit.
Yeah.
Wow, they're like, the Suit's here.
I wanted to be called the Speedo, but nobody would go with that. Apparently, they've seen me, so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
So
That's
it's been a
fun.
real good ride. I mean, I've been doing this now for 17 years
Wow.
full time,
Okay.
solid.
Since you said goodbye to...
Yeah. I said goodbye. I gave my notice in June, quit in December. I was auditioning in New York in January,
Wow.
New York City.
Okay.
And I picked up some great bands in New York,
Cool.
but mainly on the hip hop kind of deal.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
Well, maybe if you think you can get us through the whole thing, why don't you start at the beginning? I know nothing, so you could also fabricate. I wouldn't know.
Well, that was
Oh, okay.
fabrication.
Just saying.
You asked me, I made that up. So
That's fine.
yeah. Well, let me see. I was 1 year old.
Yeah.
I would like to tell you about two projects that I'm doing now.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. They're both local. I'm finding as I've gotten older that the touring thing. I did China for
Wow.
I toured China, and I've done a lot of the U.S. and I just get home and I'm thinking why.
What?
Yeah, I can play here, and I can
Oh, okay.
play in
I see.
New England.
Sure.
So that's what I've been doing, and I'm with this band called the Tone Shifters that I just joined about 3 months ago. We've been doing one festival after another. They are incredibly good.
Wow.
They're a rockabilly, funk, blues rock band with an accordion in the band.
Oh, cool.
And
I
it
like
is
that.
very cool. It's good for me because I play a lot in rock minor
Sure.
modes, scales. Now I'm doing major stuff, major
Sure.
scales, and I'm really loving it because it's taken me out of a comfort zone I've had forever. And you may know some of these guys. Actually, I think some of them have been in the studio.
Oh boy.
I have a brand new project called Beyond 69.
Okay.
And it's,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was. I don't remember. Remind me.
That's good.
No,
Okay.
I do.
That's
I
okay.
remember.
Some of these guys, I went
yeah, it
and
was,
talked to three guys that I have wanted to put something together with for the longest time. Brian Caudill on drums.
Who was just
Brian.
here earlier today? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony DeLassio.
Yep.
You've
That's
had him
who it was. He was.
in the studio. And
Yep.
and Jeff Bousfield, who's a fantastic keyboard player.
Okay.
And a dream in a band. He's just
nice.
he's one of those guys. He actually shows up on time.
Whoa.
I know. It's
Not
no
even-
traffic,
I didn't even do that.
planes falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
None of that. So what we've done is we decided let's make a show, I should say. And we're going to focus on music and some bands of 1969.
Sure.
And we'll tell some
The Manson family made
Yeah.
a record. You could
Right.
do one of their
Right.
tunes.
Right. And by the way, it wasn't my fault. I was somewhere else at
Right.
the time.
Right.
But, it was a Man on the Moon and, of course, I can't think of it. Music festival, help me, man.
Woodstock.
Well, thank you.
Oh no!
Oh,
Clearly
my
you
God.
were there.
Yeah, if I only had
Didn't they
medication.
used to say that? They used to say that. If you remember the '60s.
Yeah,
you weren't there.
exactly. Thank you. I'm living proof. Oh my God.
Wow.
Anyway, so we're not focusing on Woodstock per
Sure,
se.
sure.
We're focusing on music of 1969,
Sure.
basically, and we're telling.
So the Stooges' first album.
What's that?
Stooges' first album.
Listen to this.
See what I'm saying?
See? Wow.
That would flip it.
Wow.
Do that.
Yeah, that would be
You know,
interesting.
that's not what they're expecting.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Of course, I didn't know Woodstock. But
Track one is called 1969.
Wow.
Look into it.
Wow, man.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Well, hey.
But we're doing backstories on it. We're it's not going to be a lot of talking.
Sure.
But it'll be
Sure.
Joni Mitchell wrote Woodstock, but she wasn't even there.
Right.
You
right.
know,
Right.
that her manager told her that she needed to do a talk show instead because they didn't think Woodstock was going to be a big deal. It's
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Who knew? Yeah.
And we're going to ask the audience. We've already done one show, and it went very well. We were up at MGM in Springfield.
Sure.
But we're going to make this more of a theater kind of deal,
Yeah.
where we're going to invite people to wear their 60s threads. And it's you're either going to love us or you're going to hate us. So if you grew up in that era or even near it, or you just a fan, I think this will be a lot of fun, and
Do you
it'll
do-
be a
do you
little
do
different.
the fish chair?
What's that?
Do you do the fish chair?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. I hate it.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of 1969 Woodstock things.
Yeah. No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, we're it's more on the rock vein, and
Okay.
I will tell you this, that we're going to, because we're all original musicians, we do a lot of original music. We're doing it our way, so it's not
Sure.
going to be, I think he messed up that lick,
Sure. Yeah.
It's not going to be like that. We're
Yeah.
changing some
Yep.
like Woodstock, we're going to be putting that out as a single. It is the funkiest thing that we do, and it's that's not the Woodstock you
Right.
normally hear. Anyway, that's the deal.
cool.
So great players, they're a dream to be with. There's no drama.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
cool.
bands are the worst. Marriage.
Well,
you know?
Mr. DeLisio, he was a nightmare. when
Yeah.
he was here. He made all kinds of drama.
There,
Yeah, he was a giant pain in the ass.
there you go. And
Not at all. not even a little. I'm just saying that in
Yeah.
case he's listening.
yeah, I mean they're all on time. They're
Wow.
we don't learn the songs at rehearsal like a lot of bands, and this is not a pickup band. Every band now is a pickup band. It's
Sure.
like, hey, and I do those things, and
Sure.
so do other guys.
Sure.
Tony plays a lot. Brian is all over the place.
Yeah.
Jeff plays with a ton of folks, but we're going to keep this to the four of us, well rehearsed, and a show. So
Yeah.
that's the deal.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we were gonna call it 69,
Right.
but the band said, nah,
Yeah.
not sure people are gonna.
I know.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good idea anyway.
Well,
I guess it's you
No
gravitate to what you like, but
yeah, I guess.
probably have to take that off.
I think they can handle it.
Anyway, so it's been a good ride. I'm an old guy. I got a studio in my house, and I'm just
cool.
loving the deal.
Hey.
And I'm, writing original. We do, by the way, I guess you could kind of say this is a lost leader for the original music. What we're doing is we're doing a first set. That is exactly what I explained.
Yep.
But then there's a second set where it's a mix of covers and original tunes that are on our CDs.
Yeah.
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 So.
I'm in a similar scenario.
Yeah.
It's like a Led Zeppelin Bad Company tribute, but we have originals too.
Oh.
And we play them. There are songs, but we're not Civil War reenactors. We don't get every single note.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So you must have a hell of a singer to
we do
that.
actually.
Yeah.
We do.
Because you can't.
That's what it's all about.
Even if you're doing it your own way, there's
Yeah, no.
man.
No, that's no.
Yeah.
The singer is key.
Well, Tony's got a great voice, so Tony and I are the ones who are singing.
Cool.
I'm a guitar player, by the way. Since
Right.
You don't know
I
a
kind of-
goddamn thing
Kind
about
of figured.
me.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the accordion band.
Oh yeah, that band is just they're all. I just can't say enough about them. Chris McKay, his wife Susan, is the accordionist. He's got a great voice, and he's a super songwriter.
Oh, cool.
And it's all up music. So
Yeah.
when we do these gigs, like at first I thought, oh man, I'm in a rockabilly band. I hope the audience doesn't
Nothing
start
wrong with
throwing
that.
the stuff.
No, I
no,
love
but
rockabilly.
I'm used to
Yeah.
rock and blues. So we get there, and in the first festival we did, people went crazy, and I'm thinking they really like the difference.
Yeah.
The uniqueness of this band
Sure.
is very unique.
Sure.
So so we're doing like festival almost every weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sometimes twice. So
Whoa.
I know, and as a musician, it's like, oh, I got that gig. Now I got how many people am I going to have there? You show up at a festival, there's 500 people there already,
Yeah.
and you
that's the way
take
to do
credit for the whole thing.
it. Sure. Yeah, they're all here to see
Hey, they're
me.
all for me.
They heard there was an accordion in the band, and they all showed up.
It's like that joke in the music store. It shows all the accordions. It says only one per customer.
Right. Yeah. Or the difference between an accordion and an onion. No one cries when you cut up an accordion. Yeah. I like accordions actually. I own two.
Wow.
I own a few. I like accordions. A lot of people don't, but I don't care about those people.
I love the sound of it.
Sure.
The
I do
trouble for me, being the guitarist, the only real chordal instrument, because the accordion does a lot of different things. You can't fake your way through if there's not another chordal instrument.
Right.
And a lot of their songs start off with the guitar licks. So I've had to learn like 40 different licks.
Yeah.
And occasionally I get a little confused, but thank God I'm a professional and I look and blame everyone else.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure,
I go,
sure.
come on.
Yeah.
So.
What's the, sorry, I'm stuck on the accordion. Difference between an accordion and a trampoline.
I don't.
Usually you take your shoes off when you jump on a trampoline. I don't know.
All right. Well,
that's it. That's all
okay.
I got.
Who's a comedian from Saturday Night Live who plays banjo?
What, Steve Martin?
Okay, so Steve, I'm going to tell you this joke, and you can take it out later. So Steve Martin is up on stage, and he's doing.
Just don't say the F word. You can say.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not. I don't approve that
that's
myself.
Yeah.
But he's playing a banjo, and he said, "Listen, I want to tell you the difference between a banjo and a guitar." He said, "The banjo has a skin that's pulled very tight, and that reverberates the strings." He said, "On the other hand, a guitar will get you laid."
Right.
I just thought that was exactly. So. Like I said, you may want to.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. I love banjos. I love string music. I like all that stuff.
Yeah, I have
no problem with that.
I got steel guitar in my studio, banjo.
Cool. Yeah.
A variety of different kind of strung guitars. Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people that have listened to this show know by now that when we were in lockdown, I'm a drummer. I can kind of play around with stuff. I took up the dulcimer.
Oh.
I have 4 of them.
Wow.
And counting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to I don't practice as much as I used to, but every day, learning.
That's cool. That's
cool.
Very nice.
It's nice.
Beautiful
it's
sound.
Easy it's 3 strings. So for someone like me who's not a guitar player,
it's almost as hard as a bass.
It kind of, yeah.
That's. I mean, there's a quality to it that's kind of sad in a way. I like it. I like that. It's a little dark.
I like all that stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. Wow.
Cool. So where did you grow up? Did you grow up? Of course you grew up.
I grew up. In fact, here I am in my old stage.
Right.
I'm actually 73, if anybody.
Okay.
I said old like 10 times.
Right.
And I plan on doing this for another 10 years, maybe.
Okay. That's the schedule.
Yeah. I actually grew up in Connecticut. I grew up in Coventry. I don't know if you know
sure.
that. It's an old mill town, kind of downtrodden.
Yep.
And now I live in Saybrook, Saybrook. So, yeah. My backyard is a marsh. It's very cool.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it a buggy marsh?
No. Marshes aren't because because they're brackish sometimes, but most of the time, the water's coming in from the sound, so it's salt.
Oh, I see.
It's not,
Okay.
I don't know if there's a freshwater marsh out there. If there is, I'm sure it's buggy.
Yeah,
but no, this isn't. The only thing is a methane occasionally. It does exude like methane gas. We're stoned half the time.
Well,
and,
that's fine.
Half the time I don't even know I'm there. So
sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think I'm 73. I might be 37 now that I think about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as the IQ.
Right. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Little old Saybrook brain damage.
Yes, exactly. Don't come down there and spend the summer. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the...
I don't.
Yeah, I have a friend who lives there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I've Old Saybrook's cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. My wife grew up in that area, so we moved from Wethersfield down there.
So how did it all start? So basically 3 acts: music, advertising, music.
Yeah, well, actually, if you look at it, so I started off at 8 years old playing a guitar. I wanted to be Elvis in the worst way.
Sure.
And even at 8, I realized you get women at 8.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I was
Far
thinking
out.
that.
Yeah.
And well,
I don't know if 8-year-olds get women. They probably get girls, but whatever. It's cool.
well, if
Whatever.
you got enough money, no, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway, so I did that. So I went to college, mainly because my brother, who's older than I am, told me to go, and I went.
Do you do everything your brother tells you to do?
Yes, everything.
Okay.
He was 11 years older.
Right.
And
Sure.
brilliant, and I did whatever he said. So I went, and
If you jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge, would you? I don't know why I'm being a smartass. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to. I was trying to think something cool to say, but the
No,
answer
I'm
is
sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it depends.
I might. Yeah, it might. If it were on fire, I might jump off.
Yeah,
I'm
all right.
sorry.
That's
I
all
don't
right.
know why I'm getting hung up.
That's okay. You're still thinking about the accordion that's filling your brain. I get it. It's any case, so I did that. I always played. I was in clubs from 15 on. I taught guitar at 15
Wow.
at a music store in Willimantic.
Yeah,
for
sure.
years. Put myself through college that way.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as I graduated, I was with a road band. The week after, and we toured for I don't know a couple of years. I came back, I went back to school.
What was that band called?
Holy Moses. It was a rock show band. In those days, you were playing 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
And you were making serious money. Always an audience. You're
Wow.
playing big rooms, and it was 6 nights a week. And then one week you wouldn't play and you'd travel. And it was constant like that. It was
Yeah.
a killer
Yeah.
deal,
Yeah.
as you can imagine. But we were young and stoned. And,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did that. So I came back home. I got my degree in education after that, and I became a second grade school teacher.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I did that for 5 years. Realized I can't be in a room like that. I need more freedom.
Oh, I see.
So I got, long story short, I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
into advertising and was a account executive for CBS and NBC and a whole bunch of stuff. And I did that for years, and then finally I moved up the food chain. And that's the deal.
Then you were like, I can cash out. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I will tell people this, because I've actually done this as a presentation. It's called the second stage, or some people call it that. But
Sure.
the idea is that I always planned on doing this. I didn't hate my job. I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a lot of things that I wanted.
Sure.
But I wasn't like the other guys in the job that wanted to do this until they died.
Right.
My idea was, I'm going to pay for my kids' college.
Right.
That gives them a choice in life.
Sure.
Then they do what they need to do.
Sure.
And as soon as that's done, I'm going to quit. And I always had that plan.
And you said I'll be able to support myself one way or the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this was a great way to take care of my 3 kids. And as I say, education offers choices, and that's why I did it. And as soon as it was over, I was happy about it, and I quit. And then that's why my wife knew it was going to happen. She knew that I was going to take care of us to a point where, I was going to end up slinging a guitar, and she's always been good about it. So
Hey, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I have a friend who did that. I was in a band with him. Really talented songwriter. When I got involved with him, he was on Wall Street. He was a junk bonds was his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in his business, as I understand it, most of the cats that he worked with, they had the Greenwich lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of living large. I think he was pulling in some money.
yeah,
And in the time that I knew him, we had a band, some kind of success headed towards. But I remember the day he quit. Like, I think he just whatever so anyway, he had. Well, of course, now that it would be crazy expensive. It was probably then too, but it's not a mansion in Greenwich. But he was like the renegade of his crew. He had an apartment in the East Village, and I'm sure he banked it. And I have no idea.
Yeah.
He probably had the number in his head, and when he hit the number, he's like, I'm out.
You know,
And
John,
I was with him the day he quit. He went in for his last day of his career. And, you know, like, I mean, it was planned.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, we would do band business in the village, and I would crash at his place. And he was like, this is it. It's my last day.
Isn't that it?
And he went back to school. The band eventually broke up, and now he has a PhD in history.
Wow.
You know, so he did another. But it does happen. I guess if you have a number, or you keep your eye on the prize, and you hit it, you're done.
You are so. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to say that all of the people that were doing what I were doing were driving around in, you know, Mercedes. I was driving around in a Ford. You know,
Right. And my friend, he just
Yeah.
did some expensive taste in some things, but like myself, for the most part, just like whatever, you know, isn't caught up in the lifestyle, so to speak.
We had an 1837 house, and we did all the work on it ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, inside, not outside. But because we had our eye on, as you say, the prize, you know, rather than the short-term goodies.
Yeah.
I didn't want to end up this age, and I know guys my age that are still doing it.
Yeah.
And now
they're so far beyond remembering why.
yeah,
probably.
exactly. I mean, I only did it for the money.
Yeah.
There were other perks that I didn't realize were going to happen, but I didn't want trips, you know, I didn't want anything except I wanted you to give me money.
Yeah.
And then I'd put that money, you know, away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It could be like that.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
can be like that.
Yeah.
And the women, let me tell you about the women.
Oh, please.
You know, you knock over a walker and they're yours. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yikes.
Now I need to change my name now.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Wow.
But yeah, as I get older now, I'm only kidding about the women. I've been married for 49 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Same wife.
Well,
I know.
That's even
well,
plus.
every musician asks me, well, how many women is that? Is that like 12?
Yeah.
You know, 13?
No, I think I admire that. I've been with the same woman since
Tuesday?
96. How long ago was 1996?
Wow. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah. And I like it.
Yeah.
I like people that have been married a long time. I think it's cool.
Well, you know, somebody said on the day we were married, this drunk guy, he was old, you know, for me.
Sure.
And he came up to me and he said, you know, this is the hardest damn thing you're ever going to do. And I thought,
What, getting
what a
married?
jerk. Yeah. I said, what a jerk. But I will tell you, that came back to me more times, and I thought, he's right. You got to really work at this.
Yeah, sure.
And then I heard somebody else say, at a party, they said, well, they've been married for 56 years. What, you know, how did you stay? He said, nobody ever left. And I thought, that's another one.
Yeah.
When no matter how mad we get, and believe me, I can make my wife so mad, like this podcast will probably piss her off.
Really?
Oh, no, I'm
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding. But we just never leave. We slug it out, man, because that's the way it is.
Yeah.
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 I'll be married to her until, you know, one of us is dead or she walks out, I suppose.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I would go through things feeling like, you know, as we all do, oh, I could have, you know, why didn't I this and why didn't I that, you know. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe one of my real talents is being married, because I look at it like, oh, that's easy. What I really wanted was whatever else, and I just go, no, you didn't, because you worked hard at this thing, and I might be really talented at that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't get that one right.
No,
and we're cool. We're
50% seem to not get it right.
Yeah, I don't know how. You know, we still really get along. We're going to Colorado tomorrow. What do you think about that?
Wow, man.
Going to Red Rocks. You ever been there?
Oh, no.
I've never been.
I've been to Colorado, but I haven't been to Red Rock yet.
Never been. I've never been to any of those things.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Do you ever hear of a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard? You should.
No.
They're great.
Polka band, right?
Yeah, they're a polka band. Yeah. No, they're technically, they're Australian. They're like in the jam band scene.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess.
cool.
So
cool.
technically, they're psychedelic rock, but they have 26 albums that they made in 12 years.
Wow.
There was 1 year they made 5 albums in a year.
Wow.
And their thing after they got rolling is every album is radically different styles of music. Like
How many people are in the band?
6. But there's very few things that they have. Like they have thrash metal albums, like Slayer level thrash, and then the next album will be kind of some funky jam band, and the next one will be like prog rock. Like you listen to the whole album, and you're like, "Where's one?" I don't even know where one is. They're really cool.
Wow.
Anyway, my my nephew who lives out there, who goes to see Fish 4 nights in a row or whatever, turned me on to this band.
So so
we're going out
it's
there.
It's a jam band.
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, Fish is like that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, these guys are very highly arranged, but they, for some reason, we don't have to talk about this, but I think
that's okay.
in my experience, I find myself occasionally professionally getting into I'm on the peripheries of the jam scene. There's some projects I get involved in, I find myself in that world. Although they think I'm a cop, usually when I'm at a scenario like that, they can smell that I'm not like them.
Hey,
somehow.
You got the cop thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think kids that are into jam band, the more far out, the better. They're keeping the freakiness alive, which is cool.
Yeah.
And King Gizzard are freaky. So even if the kids don't understand it, if it's excessive and crazy, they're into it.
Yeah.
And these guys they got endorsed by, Trey from Fish said, these guys are all right. And that's all it took.
Sure.
And so now they're playing 3 nights. They sell out 3 nights in a row at Red Rocks or something.
Oh, that's
completely
great.
Independent, no label, nobody knows. And they're great. They're fantastic.
Wow.
That's where I'm going tomorrow.
Jeez.
They're playing Sunday.
That's great.
Yeah.
Enjoy the enjoy the travel, I guess.
It'll be fine. 4 hours direct from Bradley.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Me and the wife.
That's great.
Hopefully we'll come back married still.
Okay.
That's
Wait
the
a
thing.
minute.
I got
I'm very confused.
Well, I'm just, this is going to be an immersive trip.
Okay.
I have to tell my nephew, I'm not doing drugs. I'm not. I've been behind 20 years. I'm like, I'm not. Oh, come on, Unc, we got it. No.
Oh, man.
So, but anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. But yeah. So what is next? Basically, these 2 projects, or tell me about the album.
Yeah, well, I have a bunch of albums out, and this is my last one. This one only has 5 tunes on it, but most of my albums are 10, at least 10.
Sure.
Paul Nelson. I don't know if you know who Paul Nelson is. He's a Grammy-winning producer. He produced my last album. Factory Underground, which is out of Norwalk, really good organization. Okay. They produce this one. I've got some great people on it. Cool. It's all, what's next for me is I enjoy doing this, and I'm doing the, Beyond 69, because although I'm really well known, sometimes I'll have 200 people, and sometimes I'll have 30.
Yeah.
And I really realizing that unless people have a reason beyond me, like easily identified genre.
I know.
They know they're going to go.
I know.
And see 69. They won't go if they don't want to, but if they like the music, it won't matter who's there. And that's kind of what Tony and I started, and then we brought in Brian and Jeff.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, I'm writing every day.
Hey, that's cool.
I write classical music. I write every genre you can think of.
Wow.
And then I record it in my studio, and I do all the instruments. And And
hey, that's cool.
And a lot of it I produce in video form, and I put it out. And,
and it's all under your name?
What's that? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless it's bad, then I use your name. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
Excuse me. Tell me about your studio. So you got involved in all of that too, somewhere along the line.
Yeah, my son is a sound designer.
Oh, okay.
He's worked for some of the largest.
Is this the one who was in the band?
Yeah,
okay.
he was.
Yep.
He doesn't play out anymore. He just decided he lives in
Because you
LA.
ruined his gigs by jumping around.
I overshadowed the kid. He couldn't handle it, the little bugger.
Yeah.
But he's an expert in all of this. He's worked for Amazon. He's done the sounds for some of their products. He does movies. He's full time and does extremely well. And he knows a lot about studio equipment. Oh, so nice. He set me up because I had no idea. And I have.
But you just thought now's the time for me to learn to do this myself.
Exactly. So I started off with Pro Tools, which is great.
Sure.
And then he turned me on to Logic.
Okay.
Logic's got an amazing intuitive drummer.
Okay.
Part to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it listens to the music. Unlike a lot of drummers.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was just going to say.
No, I'm sorry.
Really?
I shouldn't say that to a drummer.
No, I don't care.
But yeah, so it's really good.
You know the joke, the difference between, they used to tell this in the old days, the difference between a drummer and a drum machine?
No.
You only have to punch the rhythm into a drum machine once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know all the drummer jokes. That
I
was
do.
Back in the
Well,
day.
you know, I'm lucky with Brian because he's
he's
very steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can take a punch.
Oh, yeah.
You
He's a dream member, I have to say.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, they all are. We go to rehearsal. I have always hated rehearsals.
Sure.
Just always.
Yeah.
Just me. And I go to these rehearsals and I just have so much fun because we joke around and Tony's, really funny and but we get a lot done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's
ready. Everyone's prepared for the song that we are going to do. Like today we rehearsed. Next week we'll have 4 new songs. We've been putting them, just piling them on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you got your studio set up. You're doing your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right in my house. It's it's right off of my bedroom. I have a separate room.
Cool.
And I have one thing, if you're married a long time and you tell your wife you probably bought 5 guitars, you couldn't put them up on the wall because when she counts 20, which is what I have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 20 guitars.
Oh, that's nice.
I said, no, I'm holding them for someone.
Right. Yeah, they're renting. They're paying me for this space.
I'm making money on that Strat over there.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't, well, it doesn't matter. I do have something like that, but it's not expensive like that, like guitars. What's your pride and joy? Or you don't have one, that's why you keep buying them.
I
like guitars more than I like drums, actually.
Yeah?
I don't play at all, but
okay.
I love.
That's why, though.
Well, maybe. Well, I love
it
guitar
can be your
books.
nemesis.
Yeah. I just love them.
I'm a tone freak.
Okay.
So for me, it's all about tone. I'm a melody guy.
Okay.
I try to come up with melodies, no matter if I'm shredding or not.
Sure.
And so all of a sudden I'll pick up my Telecaster and I'll go, oh, this is so wonderful.
Yeah, sure.
And then about a week later, it's like, and I put the Strat. But I have a PRS, which
sure,
which is an all-around guitar. It's you got your Les Paul on the front pickup, but you kind of have a.
Is that the concept with Paul Reed Smith?
Wait, I don't know if it is, but that's what it ended up being. It's not as thick as a Les Paul, which I have trouble hearing. I'm wearing hearing aids right now.
Sure.
I have trouble with some of the lower pitches. So for me, I'm more sensitive on it because it's not so, Les Paul's so heavy bottomy.
Sure.
This is like a little up from that and a little down from a Stratocaster.
Yeah.
And it's got the greatest whammy bar on the planet. You can bend it down or up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's cut out.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's red, which is vital.
I guess.
Yeah.
If you say so.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about. I wonder if was that what they were trying to do, is somewhere in between.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I've actually met him, Paul Reed Smith. Really nice guy. Just one of those kind of quiet guys who.
That's cool.
Yeah, I make Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah, might have heard of me.
Yeah, you might. Right.
Yeah, that's cool though.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I also have I should tell you this.
Yeah.
I have a custom-made, I have 2 guitars that are called O'Canaries. Okay. O'Canary is, Peter O'Canary is a friend and a master luthier. He lives in Bloomfield.
Okay.
And he made a guitar that he actually calls the Suit, which I own the first one.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a built-in distortion on the guitar, which is quite interesting. It's quite nice. And he really made a great guitar. I mean, I use that a lot. It's dirty. Its pickups are so high gain. You can really make it sing. I like sustain.
Yeah.
So so I have 2 of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your own guitar named after you.
I know, right? I think you spelled my last name wrong, but that's okay. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the Suit?
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So actually, that's who introduced me to Paul Reed Smith, Peter O'Canary.
Oh, okay.
But people should check him out. I mean, he really does. And his guitar shapes are very unique. It's not like I always feel funny going out with a Stratocaster. Me and 8 billion other players.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? There's no originality there. I just happen to like the guitar.
Sure.
But yeah, this is a nice guitar.
And what's the shape?
It's like a violin. It looks more like a violin.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. It's a very heavy though. He made it out of maple, I think, and it's a heavy guitar, but it's really firm.
It's all the distortion electronics inside of it. Maybe.
You know what?
I don't know.
It's very compressed. The more so than a pedal would be. So sustain is almost unlimited. It's very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's just a flick of a switch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Why not?
Yeah.
I wonder why more people don't do that.
I don't know why.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He told me about it, and I said, no, I don't want any of that crap in my guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said, well, let me just try. I can always take it out. And it's
like part of the sound now.
Yeah, it is. It is part of the sound.
That's
I use
cool.
it for recording because I can't get that from a pedal.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have. We're getting close-ish.
Okay. Sure.
I have wrap-up questions.
All right.
Kind of that cover
boxers. Well, no, sometimes briefs. Oh, okay. Those aren't the kind of okay.
No, I don't care about that.
Damn it. What kind of show is this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was told that this was, but before that, is there anything that we did not talk about that you imagine you're driving home after this is all over and you go, oh man, I should, now's your time.
Well, I got nothing.
That's it?
I got nothing. I've exposed everything to you. Wow. More so than, to my psychologist. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
How much does he charge?
You're not getting a penny.
Wow.
All right. You
okay.
tried. That's good.
Okay. Are you ready, though?
Yeah.
For the real questions?
Yeah.
Can you talk about your relationship with your mother? I'm kidding. I'm being your psychiatrist. You know what I mean?
You're playing into me.
Can you tell me?
Yeah, that's good.
What is your most shameful, early shameful moments in your entire life? Right now that you could know.
Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah. No, but seriously.
All right.
Approximately 5 desert island albums, like albums that are you familiar with that term? Just 5 favorite albums, put it that way.
Okay. My 5 favorite, Yeah, I'm
that'll
trying to
help
think.
us to understand.
Beckola.
Sure.
Jeff
absolutely.
Beck. Yeah.
When Jeff Beck died, I'm the kind of person, I listened to everything. Like if I decide to get into somebody, I listen to everything.
Oh, wow.
When I knew enough stuff of him, but when he died, I listened to everything.
Yeah.
In a row. And that's great.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
Good
one.
Electric Flag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Far out.
That was me learning Mike Bloomfield,
Sure.
Obviously. And that's where I cut my teeth on blues. That's why I'm a member of the Blues Society. As a matter of fact, I'm on the board of the Hudson Valley Blues Society in New York.
Okay.
And I always argue with them. They say, "Well, that's not blues," and I say everything is blues. It's the foundation, and you can't be, Lightning Hopkins and talk about
right.
I was in the cotton fields when you grew up in the suburbs.
Right.
Right. It's disingenuous, and it's seen its day. And those guys were playing on, using wire rather than strings.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. So, and sometimes I just see people play, and I'm thinking, copying or trying to copy, it's not art. It's something you're good at. It's a talent. I'll admit that.
Sure.
But it's not art. So for me, I'm always fighting with people about blues.
That's interesting. I have a friend who's similar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are purists. I guess that's what they call it. To me, it's copyists. But
right.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Al Gramerez. I don't know if you know him, but
No.
he's a prolific writer of original music. And, he I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but he tried to get it involved or did something with the Blues Society. But he's not, like, it kind of sounds like what you're saying. He's just like, well, I'm writing original blues. I'm not trying to recreate a thing. And, and they actually, he kind of, I don't know, they did some sort of thing. He didn't place that badly. But it's kind of like what you're saying. Just like, well, I'm speaking from my experience.
That's the deal.
I'm not, like you say, I'm not Lightning Hopkins. I can't be.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, I love those guys. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm a judge at every event. But I'm just trying to say to folks, being creative is being original.
Sure.
In my head.
Sure.
And to be original, there's nothing new under the sun. Every song I write, every song anybody writes, you're going to find that somewhere now. It's been hundreds of years.
Of course.
But I'm always joking. I always think, why do I have to say, "Hey, I lost my baby," and then the next verse I say, "Hey, I lost my baby"? I heard you the first time, man.
Well, maybe they lost their other baby.
Maybe they had
You know what I
two.
mean?
Well, then it works. I'm sorry.
You should have a song, "I Lost My Other Baby." You know what I'm saying? That would be nobody ever did that.
I lost my other baby.
I woke up the other morning, not this morning.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that I hear you. No, that is interesting.
It's just something I always, and why fight it, I guess. What do I care? I live in my world. The nice thing about being old, I guess, is that I don't care so much anymore. I write to write.
Sure.
And when you grew up in the 60s, which I did 60s and 70s,
sure.
You had to be there, because what you didn't realize there were probably 3 stations, radio stations, and the AM stations were the ones that played all the underground creative stuff in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So AM stations, the AM throw is very close to the ground. Okay. So AM doesn't go very far. That's why you don't hear AM very much.
Okay.
So at night, like, I'd be coming home from a gig and I'd have the AM station on, and it would fade in and out, and I'd hear, I'd hear a band like the first time I heard Zeppelin.
Oh, okay.
I pulled over. Because you had to pull over because you were going to lose it. And we'd all sit there in the band and just listen. And it was like...
And it's a small local station. Just
it was like God's talking to us. Because you could hear bubblegum music, psychedelic music. You could hear it on FM, anything, but you could hear bubblegum. The next song would be psychedelic. The next song would be blues.
Yeah.
Next song would be R&B or Motown.
Yeah.
And folk.
Yeah.
Nobody said, what kind of music do you play?
Yeah.
I play this music.
Mm.
So for me, when I write all those
Yeah.
things that I grew up with.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been.
It was a wonderful time.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
It was
wasn't
a
there.
wonderful time. I mean, there was Vietnam and all the other stuff,
Right.
but it's still.
Yeah. No, that is cool. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. A lot of people were brawlers too.
Oh.
That didn't hurt.
Yeah, I guess if
Yeah.
you're into that.
A lot of guys. Actually.
Yeah, right. Well, that's still a thing.
Yeah.
I don't
There
know
you
if you
go.
noticed.
You've been cutting the 10 minutes off of this show.
Yeah, no,
I can
that's
see that right now.
No, that's fine.
See what I mean about not caring? My
Right,
wife.
right,
My
right.
wife said, since you've gotten older, you've lost your filter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good. Yeah. What do you care?
Yeah.
Perfect. No,
Sorry.
that works.
I am sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
don't be.
Okay.
So Electric Flag, what else? That's true.
Yeah, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Sure.
Like, I remember where I was.
Sure.
When I heard that album. I don't know. Joni Mitchell,
Yeah, sure.
actually.
Yeah.
Because just her stories were so amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it? That'll do it?
That'll
you think?
do it,
You
yeah.
think for albums? Yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't listen to music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't listen to music very
Oh,
much.
sorry I asked.
It upsets me.
Oh, all
I
right.
know. I don't know why. I listen
Music
to very,
upsets
I
me.
listen to very little music. I like to write it, but
Oh, okay.
listening to it.
No, that's cool. I've run into people like that.
Yeah, I think I owned 6 albums when I was a kid.
Wow.
I
That's
didn't
cool.
have any money.
Wow.
That might have been why.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a music freak,
Yeah.
like an absolute freak.
That's
I
wonderful.
always was a freak, and I almost at this point, in a way, I shouldn't say this, but I loved music. I was a little kid running around. I used to have a record player that you folded up, and I had my 45s on a plunger. I used to run around with a plunger and just torture people. You got to hear this. And then I ended up playing music because it was the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
And now I don't care.
I've
if I
heard
play
good
or
things
not.
about your playing, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even care if I play anymore.
Oh.
I'm back to just being a music freak. I just realized, but I've known writers like yourself that are not music freaks. That's interesting. I think that's.
I'm
cool.
not educated well in music either. I don't.
Yeah, but
if you said, "Hey, what about this band? Remember them in '67?" I'm thinking,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I
you
don't even
couldn't
know
even
what
remember
my
what the
guitar.
name of the festival was.
Yeah,
That was-
exactly.
yeah.
Well, some guys, what color jeans was he wearing on the 3rd of February?
Hey, that,
Yeah.
I know all that stuff, but
Yeah.
but I'm
Well,
not a writer. I'm not a creative. I'm a good nerd or whatever. But
Do you know Christine Allman? You
Oh,
know who she
yeah.
is? Okay. Well, Christine and I are good friends. In fact,
she knows everything.
she is. First of all, she's brilliant.
Yeah. She's great.
And she knows so much
Oh, yeah.
about the history of music. As a matter of fact, she's on. Is she on this album?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I played with her last summer.
Everything is Falling. She's on this. We got about 375,000 listens on
Hey.
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that you made 18 cents.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did. I got a big check. It cost more to send it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. When you get it, now that I've said that,
Yeah.
when you get a chance to listen to
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
it's
of
really
course.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, Christine's like family.
Yeah.
I've known
she's
her
one-
since I was a little kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
always really cool.
Yeah.
I played with her a couple summers ago. Her drummer went out on the road, and I did. I think it was last summer. I played with her all summer.
With Cliff? Was Cliff in
Yep.
it? Yeah.
Yep. Cliff and Chris Bickley,
Sure.
half and half. you
Right.
know.
Right.
And it was great. Yeah, Christine, she's the best.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I just call her. I'll just call her up and be like, "Hey, who played on?"
Oh,
whatever?"
yeah. I'm telling you, I think she's a genius. I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I
for sure.
believe she is. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Desert Island food, a food that you could eat every day. Don't tell me you
Spaghetti.
don't.
I'm
care about it.
Italian.
Oh, okay. All right.
Spaghetti.
Okay.
Yeah. Definite.
All right, that's good.
I do eat it every day. And
Well, yeah.
thank God it
You-
goes to my chest. 'Cause
Right. A show or concert that you saw that changed your whole your whole trip in one shot.
Wow. And I'll tell you,
Either good or bad. I mean,
I've gone to very, very few concerts in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I hate because the person in front of me is always 7 feet tall and they got a hat and everyone decides they need to sing along, and I'm not that guy, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I saw a couple of. Let me see. I'm thinking. Who did Reelin' in the Years?
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. I saw Steely Dan, and that was when Walter Becker was part of the band.
Sure.
And I think I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, nice.
I think he's a fine player.
Yeah,
and a great musician.
Sure.
I thought that band was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one that spurred me on. I tend to play like him somewhat.
Yeah, sure.
I'm kind of a mix of him and I don't know who else.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm going to make a public announcement.
Oh.
That's going to completely upset a lot of people. I think it's funny because I have these conversations with people. Like if someone doesn't like something that I hold dear, I think it's interesting. Like I don't get upset. I'm one of the only musicians you're ever going to meet. I hate Steely Dan. Isn't that weird? It's weird. I know I'm wrong, but it's true.
We're going to have there's going to be a problem in this room.
See, Dave's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know,
it's a weird thing.
I can see why. You know, Fagen's voice, if you took it away from the band, is not a very good voice.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But the music somehow transcends it all.
I would never question the greatness of the thing. I was surrounded when I was coming into my own. I was surrounded by older people who told me that what I was listening to was garbage and that this was real music.
Oh no!
And as soon as you tell me that, I grow 15
that
middle
only works
fingers.
Today.
Yeah, I couldn't. So I rejected it. I rejected it outright, and then realized later I was wrong.
I get that.
You know?
I get it. But there are some.
I just was like, just because you said that, just because someone said this is real music, I'm just like, nope. That was it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I hate Pink Floyd.
Which car is yours out there?
Yeah, exactly.
Got my knife.
Yeah. I hate Pink Floyd. I hate Steely Dan. I hate Van Morrison. I can't believe I'm saying all this.
I don't love him, but some of the stuff Pink Floyd.
But these are like sacred cows that all musicians they pledge allegiance to. I like a lot of stuff. I like more stuff than I don't, but I just think it's funny. What? Like when I run into people, like I'm a Beatle freak. I'm a nerd. When people, I hate the Beatles. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, what's that? That's awesome. Like, what's that like? Like you just,
which Beatles? There were 12,000 different styles of Beatles.
No, but I just think it's interesting. Like if someone doesn't like something that I like, I'm like, oh wow, that's cool.
I think it's an acquired taste, though. I get that actually.
Well, whatever. Yeah. As a drummer, you have to go through the Steely Dan thing. It's not possible to be. I mean, I know the whole stuff. I just don't care. But that's cool. So all right. You never saw a lot of shows, but Steely Dan was one.
No, never. I think I've seen 4 shows in my life.
Whoa!
I have.
Wow.
I have little tolerance for groups, and
do you want Dave to leave? There's 3 of us in this room.
No,
you're like, do you mind?
Oh, Dave, please stay, Dave.
Yeah,
now
don't leave me alone.
I need another Steely Dan liker in the room. I feel nervous.
I don't know. I don't even. I just offered it.
Watch your back, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know. No, I'm cool.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, you know what? I mean, we can go.
Okay.
Anything you want to add before I press the button? This is interesting. For sure.
I guess when you get to be my age, you kind of wax philosophical. I guess something. I guess I would go back to what you and I were talking about. The music's great, and sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, because when you get it, sometimes it's not as good as you thought.
Sure.
But I was okay with that because I thought. I think I know that, even way back then. And
about music?
About
the
music
business?
About anything you want.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I got this brand new car, and about a month later, you want that brand new car. Or we were talking about relationships. That's a problem that people have. I guess if it were me, if I were to give advice, and I do give advice,
Well,
I would say that smart people know what they want, and wise people know what they shouldn't have.
Say that again.
So smart people know what they want.
Okay.
I want the car, I want the house. But wise people know probably what they shouldn't have, Maybe it's not that great to just focus on the house and the car and the job. Maybe like if you asked me today, what's the thing you've accomplished that's so important, I would, without a hesitation, I'd say my 3 children.
Wow.
Period. Boom.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's
nothing
cool.
more.
Yeah.
There's nothing more. I can go now and I'm happy.
Hey.
Well, I don't want to go now, but
Well, guess what?
in fact, I need to stay here tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh.
I'm having a little trouble with my finances, so I need to just camp out on the table.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm all right.
No,
You'll be all right.
No,
you won't even see me.
No, that's fine. We have another different table.
Okay, I'm very thin, so don't worry about it.
Wow.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
There it is. It's over.
Great.
You made it. Thank you. Tom Forst, right?
Right.
Tom Forst. Okay. John Peckman podcast. John Peckman podcast, Connecticut Valley School. I'm starting over.
Tom Forst Show.
The Tom Forst Show. John Peckman podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Tom Forst. Go over the bridge, pull a Yui, park in front of the music store with the red neon light. Like and subscribe. He's already on his phone. He's already over it. No,
I'm just writing to my wife how amazing you were.
Well, really?
Well, no.
Well, okay. All right. Hey, thank you. Okay. Thank you. All right, kids, listen now. Dave will tell you how to have your very own show here in our beautiful studio. Later. That is all. Thank you.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.